Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Baiknya hari ini saya akan memulai lanjutan dari module 2, Continuous Professional Development, British Council collaborated with the Ministry of Religious Affairs, especially for madrasah teachers. Now let's continue. Unit 1, How do I learn? Still in progress. The third part, how do I learn? Because of some works I didn't complete this yet, so I will finish it really fast. Just the channel is fear that sound best for you. I suppose you're right. I don't know the answer. I have a teaching certificate. I like teaching. Finish. Well done. Next. How did you do? Look at the answer again. And what's your thought about these types of verbs? Okay, let's see verbs. Okay, thank you, Rob. Rob say most verbs in English are action verbs. These verbs describe things that happen in a limited period of time. They should have a beginning and an end. Action verbs can be found in simple and continuous forms. For example, I work as a teacher. I'm working into school at the moment. I did a teacher training course last year. I'm doing a course with the council now. These are all action verbs, but look at the correct answer from the four verbs you like it. They are action verbs. These verbs have now, like, and suppose are state verbs. They describe states. They describe things that are permanent or fixed. State verbs are usually found in continuous forms. There are a small number of state verbs in English. You normally say I like teaching, not I'm liking teaching. You normally say I know the answer, not I'm knowing the answer. Verbs can be state verbs action, depending on the meaning of the sentence. Okay, thank you. Verb same also. For example, I can say I have two children and then have is a state verb, but I can also say I'm having lunch. And then having is an action, the action of eating. So some state verb can have continuous verb forms. If they describe an action or process, you'll be a bit more practice on the next slide. I've been a teacher for 10 years. State verb, action verbs. I started teaching when I was. Let's try. No, no, no. Let's try. Let's try action verb. All of that. This is state verb. I want to be a teacher trainer. Yeah, I just try it so I can check the answer. Okay, I want to be a teacher trainer. One is a state, not an action. I'm going to computer state. I've got a degree in education. Have got a state. I presented action verb. I prefer teaching primary to secondary. I'm working action verb. Is a teaching action verb. I've been a teacher state verb. Okay, nice. Try again. I've been a teacher for 10 years state verb. I started teaching action verb. I'm working action verb. I prefer teaching state verb. I presented at a national conference action verb. I've got a degree in education state verb. I'm good with computer state verb. I want to be a teacher trainer state verbs. Aha, nice. I need to save this. The verb one describe a state, not an action. The verb describe I'm good at computer state verb. I've got a degree in education describe state, not an action. Presented at an international conference presented action. I favor is a state verb. I'm working is an action verb. I started teaching when I was 21 is action verb. I have been a teacher for 10 years state verb. Okay, state verb just telling, not to do. Next. In this session, we're going to work with some 9 errors. I will do it in 3 stages. First, identify the predicting sentence here. That's incorrect. He had an interview last week. It's true. My class are studying the possible, the one true. I have finished primary school. I have been, I have my British friend. He had an interview last week. My class are studying this one. Ah, for some people might say the sentence is difficult to say is a lot of events, so it's so show the answer. I have been never to Britain, so my class are plural. Use are it's okay. I have been never to Britain. I have never been. So we must say I'm never to Britain. I finished. I have been my friend. Okay. Next. These sentences were incorrect. I have finished primary school in 2015. I have been able to retain my previous Spanish to English. How would you correct this error if learners made them listen to the wrong? No, you gave up. Okay, next. So we're talking about how to give helpful feedback. Here are three examples. Match the incorrect sentence with the teacher feedback. I finished primary school in 2015. I finished. You're writing about the time period that is finished. So the inspiration perfect. Be careful with your word order. Remember that some supposed verb. Okay. You're writing about time period that is finished. So the inspiration perfect. I've never been to reading. My friend is preferring Spanish to English. God. You know about the destroy account your Australian language. Or the version of profile identify common state verb and use the correctly identify correct common and from in the target form. Mandi dulu. When he learns more what the writer professional for children, they could draw a timeline or something on the river that show experiences and events in their life. Most people like about in their own experiences. You could have them make poster about what they've seen and done, how long they've been in school, or how long they live in their current home. Okay, in the next unit you'll be moving on. Wow, this is very good. We can use the timeline. Okay, now. Matikan HP-nya, mandi dulu. Mandi dulu. Unit 2. EFT2 English for teaching to conditional. They'll only rasa how to identify construction in simple and continuous verb form, describe how motivation can help them effectively, identify ways you can build motivation in learner. Okay, let's learn. Welcome to the second unit of How Do I Learn module. This unit takes about an hour. By the end of this unit, you'll be able to identify construction in simple and continuous forms, describe how motivation can help learners learn effectively, identify ways you can build motivation in learners. Before you begin, what's the introduction from Rob? Nice. Construction became unnatural. It's normal to use contracted forms of the form of auxiliary verbs. The verb be a negative form of verb when used paid. As the somewhat natural, like in the other three for the second conversation you heard. How many examples of contracted form are there? My students don't sound natural when they speak. I've been thinking about ways to work on pronunciation. I haven't got any ideas. Can you help? It's a problem I should have to read a lot of listening and always drill new words. I've recently bought a book about pronunciation and I'm finding really useful. It's full of good ideas that don't take a lot of time so they are easy to fit into your classes. I've tried quite a few and they're working well. It's just what I'm looking for. Can I borrow it? Sure, I'll mail it tomorrow. Send me a text so I don't forget. Okay, thanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. How? Don't. I haven't. It's. I've. I'm. It's. Don't. There. I've. No, this is. There. That's. I'll. Don't. Okay. Don't. I've. Haven't. It's. I've. I'm. It's. Don't. There. I've. There. That's. I'm. I'll. Don't. I will ask Gemini to identify. Okay, let's see from Gemini. Don't, isn't, can, didn't. Okay, next. Okay, nice. He's I were in the from school. There wasn't much time. They are watching you. He's had several jobs. Isn't a good teacher. Okay, next. Pronouncing contrasting from can be difficult. In the sentences and practice with verbs. I were in the primary school. He isn't a good teacher. Worked. Have worked. I've worked in a primary school. Isn't. He isn't. He isn't a good teacher. Trustworthy. So what it is for sentences. Worked isn't. Once more. Okay. Listen and read it. You can play this several times till you come on and confident. Worked. I've worked. I've worked in a primary school. Isn't. He isn't. He isn't a good teacher. Trustworthy sentence. What are you? Worked. And the word isn't. Okay. By using. Okay, listen and repeat. You can play the video several times till you're comfortable and convenient. Worked. I worked. At work in primary school. Isn't. He isn't. He isn't a good teacher. When you or your learners that practice with construction, you find it helpful to solve the first word of a sentence. That's what I did with those two sentences. I started with the word worked and the word isn't. Okay, nice. Motivating learners one. One of the most important factors in effective learning is motivation. What is it that gives a learner the desire to improve their English or desire to come to your class? Initiation, you're thinking about what you can do to create an environment where learners are motivated so they learn well. When children and teenagers study English, it's usually not by choice. Many of them frozen even singing about the listen or for being in your classroom. They knew they just have to be there. But certainly some are motivated than others. In fact, sometimes you may see a whole class of motivated learners. What is it that gets them engaged and interested in learning the language? Here are some top tips for motivating learners. Can you guess the missing words? Be enthusiastic in the classroom. Use a verbal of average or visual of average. Use appropriate methods and I don't know. Change the did it really change pairs. Cici Flana play Corlana to be enthusiastic in the classroom. Use a variety of approach. Use appropriate methods and resources. Change the space of activities regularly. Change pairings. Challenge learners. Play games. Encourage learners to complete. Give rewards or punishment. Meet learners' needs. Would you agree with all of them? Why or why not? Would you add? This is very important. Okay. Motivating learners one. I would like to keep my note here. I totally agree. Motivating learners too. In a Gulf will take into 2004, hundreds of 13 to 17-year-old full-time students in the US rush. When you say you work harder for some teacher than others, 76% of them say yes. Then asked why, the most common response was they simply like some teachers better than others. Some said they were harder for teachers who care. Here are some comments. Because some teachers expect more of you and benefit you, and you don't want to let them down, so you try harder for them. Especially if you like the teacher in that class. If the teacher is mean, you don't want to make them happy. I want to make different teachers happy. Some care more about me than others, and I want to make them proud. The teachers want to teach, I want to learn. When they want to, when they wa- when they don't want to be there, I will not respond in a positive way. Teachers that fold their soul into what they are doing are going to get a better response out of students. The teachers who just assign worksheet and slap a grade on them are getting what they are asked for uncaring attitudes and disobedience. Wow, this is very great information. These are some suggestions for what learners need from their teachers. Read the statement and choose the best word for each gap. Learners need teachers who have high but meaningful expectation, but realistic of them. Teachers who are motivated, teachers who are encountered and competent, but not too strict. Give meaningful friendship. Teachers who are passionate but don't try to be their best friend. Supportive. Don't embarrass or shame them. Are creative and passionate about what they are thinking. Oh no, price. Can we copy this? Keep a high but realistic, are motivated themselves, not to strict, keep me price, are supportive, try to be their friend but embarrass, or shame them, are creative and passionate. Okay, nice. Motivating learners for so what do the item of this mean? Naming and question that are under each characteristic, high but realistic expectation. Do my learners feel like they can meet my expectation, or do I set the standard so high that they feel it's not worth trying? Wow, this is very good. Do my learners see me more calm because with energy and enthusiasm? Don't know. Wait. Oh yeah, we can see that. Counter but not a streak. Am I capable of being seen as a mean, meaningful phrase? Do I have any feel about in achievement? Do my learner feel like I'm on their side? An encourager? Do I focus on encouragement or can I care about any blessing or shames? Creative and passionate. Do my learner feel like for making because it is engaging? Wow, being a teacher is not easy. High but realistic expectation, motivation, encounter but not too strict, meaningful praise, supportive but not the best friend, don't embarrass, and creative and passionate, and learners feel our effort into making class interesting and engaging. What kind of thought did you like based at school? Were they all the same kind of thoughts? Really not. Did you know that research say that the most people learn the best when we present in multiple ways? Listen to about how he filled out his mind map while thinking about his last decision. Oh, multiple ways. Things to look at. And I save this image. Save. I copy image. Then put here. Wow, good. Okay, after the model system, I thought the things that London look at were the pictures in the course book, the discussion cards, and that they use with pairs and my timelines on the boards. The things that they were each other because there were lots of group elicitation. Actually, I think that's about it. Of course, they listened to me too. Things that they touch, well, the discussion cards, that was something unique to the lesson and different from the previous few lessons. I think they like that. Iteration, they work in pairs a lot. That's about it. So I think next time I will include some group works. Moment. Well, unfortunately, I think they sat in the same chair the whole time and didn't have to stand up or move even once. Imagine someone learners would love some more movement. Uh, And in fact, it will help them pay attention and remember more. Okay, now you do the same thing. Just take a minute not only to think about it, but to write some notes as well. Oh, keren banget ini ayah. Siswa tuh lebih suka hal yang variasi ya ayah. Menurut penelitian tuh, apakah tugasnya sama terus ya? Kalau menurut penelitian bagusnya tuh beda-beda. Jadi variety license tuh bisa dari things to look at, apa yang dilihatnya ayah, apa yang didengarnya, apa yang disentuhnya, pergerakan, or direction. Jadi biar si Totoro tadi, ya, I have thought about the last lesson. I thought-nya merefleksi pelajarannya minggu lalu. The things that I learned to look at were, jadi apa yang dilihat siswanya atau the pictures in the course book, gambar-gambar yang ada di bukunya loh, the discussion cards, terus kartu-kartu diskusi yang dibagi that they use with pairs, yang biasa dipakai berpasangan, and my timelines on the board ya, lawan diolah timelines. Jadi ada panduan, timelines misalnya tanggal ini bahas ini atau jam ini bahas ini. Bagus sih persoalan. Kita nggak pikiran misalnya media aja loh atau cuma kada kepikiran kalau variety-nya tuh kada hanya sekedar audiovisual tuh. Nah, terus the things that they heard, apa aja yang mereka dengar satu sama lain. Ya, apa artinya yuk group elicitation. Apa ya? Ada apa? Apa mau? Ada suka mau gini. Nah, jangan dilajui guys. Ada bagus. Kayaknya. Oh salah, maaf, dah selesai dan normal. Group elicitation. Oh, group elicitation, ayah. Jadi yang didengar siswa tuh panggilannya satu sama lain. Itu ada group elicitation, teknik memancing, ayah, supaya siswa tuh menjadi satu sama lain. Misalnya, do you know simple past? Pokoknya dipancing siswanya. Ini contoh aja. What is he doing? He is eating, sir. Ya, he is enjoying his time, misalnya. Lah ya, pokoknya mancing siswa lah supaya menjawab. Simpan dulu deh. Catatan dulu. Itu yang didengar. Terus yang disentuh juga tadi kartu diskusi yang disentuhnya yang sesuatu unik pada pelajaran dan berbeda dari pelajaran yang sebelumnya. Habis itu interaksinya tadi secara berpasangan, muka 7 bisa digabung loh sama group works. Terus movementnya bisa duduknya tuh jangan di kursi yang sama terus menerus. Jadi pas di kursi sama tuh kada perlu berdirinya, kada perlu pindah. Jadi kalau menurut ini saat situasinya tadi siswanya tuh ada banyak yang ketujuh bergerak. Berarti soal misalnya di meja-meja suruh jalan menjawab pindah-pindah. Ya, makanya ada lo susunan kursi di kelas macam-macam. Cuma kada mesti harus dibuat terus doang. Ya. Kada efektif ulangnya. But have them pay attention and remember more. Supaya ini kita menarik perhatian siswa lebih mengingat. Okay, now you do the same thing. Just take a minute, not only to think about it, but to write some note as well. Kalau ulun, siswa, things to look at. di bukunya ada gambar terus ada lebih suka gambar siswa komik ke atau saya video things to listen video tadi suara ulun main kawan aja pandia di tengahnya tadi bagus grup elicitation tadi memancing siswa things to touch nih yang kurang masih ulun kan menjuling siswa bahan kalau bukunya ada sudah untuk arah 90 untuk arahkan 30 puting tapi per kelas 10 aja anu nih bagus nih kartu flashcard karena terbatas mampirnya ngalih pakai HP itu ya biasanya bolehnya main game di World Wall biasanya kadang-kadang lumayan bukannya oh ya bagus movementnya pula nah sudah ngomong on masih live nih ayah suarapian terekam juga ke sini supaya ingat lawan supaya kada bosan that's why I'm recording this live. Okay, nice variety and lesson to look at the difference within a class with no variety and some example of variety that could be added. Without the feature in the far right column, do you circle in your lesson? Things to look at the board, a boat, things to listen to the teacher, things to touch a book, a pen, moments. See that throughout the lesson. Interaction, teachers to learners. Okay, now example with variety, things to look at. The board for sale on the wall, a front wall, flashcard, a video, photos, really make the advertisement. Things to listen to the teacher, a banner, recording story, a song, a dialogue, history report, a radio advertisement, a movie clip, things to touch, a book and pen, a card with place to put in order, Yulia, newspaper article, storybook, casting rules, drawing, or other material materials, moment, mingling, board race, activities on the wall, circle discussion, game activity, interaction, learners to teachers, favorite group, mailing class. Now, I think every university, especially the education faculty, needs to teach this to the university student because when they teach, yeah, the student here they forget the students see they remember the students do they understand so if the teacher show directly I think it's the best. Variety and lesson 3. Don't forget to consider your learner's interest as you plan your lessons. It doesn't matter how much variety you have if the topic is boring. For example, when talking about their experiences using the reason perfect, which topic do you like? Do you think your learner would most prefer? Talking about childhood, their summer vacation, their weekend, you know your learners well, you know what kind of music they like, what they talk about with their friends, and what trends they follow. Things like that. Try to use relevant topic so they're really interested. Second, remember your learner's unique gifts and skills. Some natural leaders let them lead activities. Some excellent writers give them writing tasks. If you see them excel in one area, feed that passion and interest. You can be the teacher that they remember as an adult when they say, "My teacher noticed my strength even before I did." Now, before you finish this unit, put this sentence in other photo tips. Wow, this is perfectly not only variety lessons. This is life skill. Push learners out of their comfort zones. Push yourself out of your comfort zone. Okay, nice. That's the end of Unit 2 in the How Do I Learn module. You should now be able to identify contraction in simple and continuous verb forms. Describe how motivation can help learners learn effectively. Identify ways you can build motivation in learners. Watch ropes run out. This is summarized, right? Let me ask Gemini. Watch ropes run out. Summarized, right? They got right. Better. It is silent. Well, that's unit two. I have been thinking about what it is that motivates a learner, and also about your role as teacher to help them keep them motivated. I like this last study about comfort zones. You push yourself and learners out of your comfort zone, the comfort zone grows. Then, when it's difficult framing becomes natural and easier, and then it's time to push again. You find this unit. We know that people learn best when information is presented in multiple ways. Elements is where learners can learn when you don't have variety in the lessons. But the variety can have a huge effect on motivation. You want to train learners through tasks or is it better for everyone? They're excited about learning. Next to it, listen to it, some listen with lots of variety. I think you'll get some good ideas. Wow, I am really thankful. Thanks. Thank God. This is really the best lesson. The CBD I have ever joined. Module 2. Can I finish Unit 3? I think yes. Genting batu petis. Yang mana dulu genting batu ke Wait a minute. Did I really finish the Unit 2? Genting batu ke tas. Wow. Ya sudah ulang. Gunting batu ke Just tas. Aja gunting apa yang lain dong. Gunting batu ke Okay, I think that's enough for today. Thank you so much. See you next time again.